Good morning, traders. It's time to get back to it. Ryan from Luna is back in the chair. I'm on the hot seat, still holding DraftKings. You got that right. Still holding, baby. Let's get after it. It's live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, let's get to the action. Let's bring on my guy here, Ryan Faluna, back into the hot seat, ready to get after it. And it's Thursday already. Can you believe it, Ryan?
I can. We got a football game again tonight.
Yeah, that always makes things a little better, right?
Absolutely.
We'll see what happens. We'll talk a little bit about some football later because I got a question to ask Ryan to see if I made a good waiver pickup or a bad waiver pickup. We'll have to
If it's Roshan Johnson, you just picked up the new starting running back.
We'll see. We'll talk a little bit about that coming up. I mean, a lot going on in the market. Of course, PPI coming today, so we'll talk a little bit about what's going on. But guys, still holding DraftKings here. Can you believe that, Ryan?
Still holding it short.
Yeah, man, the swing trading game, baby. Yesterday, I took some good gains, man. I only have 100 shares left here on DraftKings, right? So I made sure that I've already taken some profits. As you guys can see, I'm also trying to short Stellantis today. Of course, that has everything to do with the strike that could be coming in tonight. And my thing is, man, this stock has been going up for days and days. Something negative comes through, it could take a downturn, and it could be bigger than I think the up move could happen for Stellantis if the deal goes through.
By the way, the UAW, the United Auto Workers president on CNBC, literally right now, quote, still very far apart on our key priorities, end quote.
This is what I'm trying to short already, guys. And I want to be ahead of it because in the morning, we saw like a little bit of a spike down that could happen again in Stellantis. I don't want to miss it. I'm already trying to short at 19. I can add towards 1920s, but really, if it cuts down through 1880s, I might have to just jump in on it because it could be like one of those flush moves where I can never get it again at those levels, right? I'll see what happens if that does get the flush down. DraftKings, I'm just continuing to watch what? Do we get back up above 31s? Yesterday, we did a little spike to 31.16s. So anything above that 31.20s, and I'll take all the gain out. But if we can make a move back down towards 30.40s, I think we could get back down to $30 even. That would be close to $2 profit on these 100 shares. If I could get $2 profit on these 100 shares, I'll take it any day. Of course, the head and shoulders pattern up here is what broke, came down, and if it recovers that support, I want to get out. That's around the 31.20s here where you saw it bunch up and then eventually break. That's going to be the level that I'll be watching for here. Of course, there's plenty of stocks we can take a look at here from the scanners, but I'm going to go ahead and just kick it to Ryan. If you guys have any stock you guys want to check out, please let us know so that we go ahead and include them in our coverage here. And like always, we're ready to get after it. The question is, are you guys ready in the chat? Smash it up.
All right, let's go ahead and get fired up here. I did remember to share my screens here, so we're all set to go.
You did.
All right. First things first here with the SPY. The last time we talked about this, one of the things I said is that we were making higher lows, and it appears that is what we are still doing. We've actually now broken above this last little high. So for me, the question is going to be, do we test 453? Now, looking at it today, SPY's up, futures are up, everything's up here in the pre-market. So we're going to watch for the reversal that Mitch talks about all the time, see if we get that here today. Otherwise, sure looks like it's going to be a decent day, at least so far. I'm also watching the UAW's potential strike here. I have no position built for this yet. This is actually something our happy hour crew discusses on a fairly regular basis. No trades yet. I will let you know if I take any of those. As far as swing trades, the only two that I have are SSYS, which is not going well. Sold off again yesterday, although it looks to bounce here today. And then also Toll, and my Toll swing here is short. This is via options, short via the 80 put. So I'm long the 80 put, meaning I'm exposing myself to a downside move here. I'd love for this to move towards the 75 handle. Toll Brothers, this is just a builder. So those are the two swings that I have. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the movers tool. There is a little bit here today. In terms of what we can actually trade, you can see OKYO actually had an offering. So the stock down 17%. It's actually up off the lows. One of the things that you'll notice here is that this morning we actually already bounced pretty significantly. We've seen this with some of these smaller stocks that give offerings. So keep this in mind. This stock, although it did have an offering, it's already kind of shown that buyers have stepped in and bought this up. We may get something similar in the regular session. So despite the poor news here and OKYO trading down, at least keep it on your watch list because this stock might get fired up here today. Now, taking a look at some more of the traditional plays that we have here, I believe this is an acquisition. So I don't think there's going to be anything new there. JZXN, this is Jiuzi Holdings. I feel like we've traded this before. This is one of the China names that we've traded just off of the relative volume scanner. I don't feel great about this one. I don't think there was any. Yeah, I didn't see any news on this one. This one just kind of moving on momentum here. The one thing that is interesting here is that we do have kind of like this triple top area around 137. You can see in the pre-market here, we pushed up to 140, but the intraday high from several sessions ago, this was September 6th. We have that right here at about 137. So we're currently at 121. We're about 4 cents under the VWAP. If we move through the VWAP, I can see this actually making a run towards the highs. Not sure if this is going to go. This one seems a little bit risky, but worth mentioning here because it is up here in the pre-market. Next, we're going to have RNAS. This did pop here, got as high as 150, has really kind of leaked since it does that. We're actually considerably beneath the VWAP here. Again, didn't see any news here, so let's see if this can actually catch. Volume is really going to be the only tell that we have here. There might be a specific spot that it reaches, but without that volume, I really don't think we have any type of long side trade here. KIT, this is Nauticus Robotics, and they actually did have news today. You can see we popped as high as 270. We've come all the way back down, made one attempt at the VWAP, and now it looks like we're trying to put in a higher low, so we'll see if we can actually move through the VWAP here. Catalyst here is Nauticus Robotics announces an offshore service agreement with Shell. This is secures a service contract with Shell for the Gulf of Mexico subsea field inspection. So looks pretty good. I'm actually not sure exactly what this company does. Nauticus Robotics is a developer of ocean robots, cloud software, and services derived in a modern business model to the ocean industry. So it looks like this is just another contract, another use case for this company's product. So great that we got a PR about it. We'll see if this actually lasts. Volume in the pre-market has been quite impressive. So if that holds up into the session here, anything is possible with this name. How are the apes doing this morning? AMC popping here. AMC Entertainment shares are trading higher after the company announced it completed an at-the-market equity offering of 40 million shares and raised roughly 325 million. I don't know why people want to trade this. There seem to be plenty of other things that give us volatility and give us movement. This just seems like a dilution house, frankly. I'm not sure. If you guys want to trade this, we are popping here today. We did come back to the VWAP. Now it looks like we're trying to bounce off the VWAP. Trying to be as impartial as I can with this. This is a no touch for me. I'm going to stay away from AMC. If any of you guys have trades on this, be sure to call it. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. Valet is up here. This is one that Mitch tracks pretty good. I didn't see any news here. I'm not really sure what's going on. I would basically just look at the chart to see if you could trade this. The move above 14, definitely good. I would say the next spot here, probably 14.5. I'm not sure if we get there. One other thing to discuss today is we are expecting the IPO for ARM. So Explodus Maximus, I saw that you were asking earlier. Let me see if I can address your question. Looking forward to the ARM IPO. Don't get to see many of those go live of that size. Someone else asked, I can't remember who it was, and I apologize for that. But here we go. It was Chris. Does ARM open at market? So I'm not sure what you mean there. If you mean at market open, no. This likely, and that was the other thing I wanted to discuss. ARM is likely not going to be open until this show is over, unfortunately. ARM, this is an ADR. My gut feeling, and I could be completely wrong about this, okay? Could be completely wrong about this, but my gut feeling is that this trades like BABA, especially right at the open. And if I recall correctly, BABA kind of shot up and then really kind of sold off, found a bottom, and then ripped and barely looked back. And I wouldn't be shocked if ARM did the same thing. One of the things the Happy Hour crew has been discussing here recently was that ARM is, there are a bunch of other companies that invested in it, like Taiwan Semiconductor, NVIDIA, et cetera. So this is definitely a big one. This is definitely one that's been anticipated. It's got AI ties, so it looks to be pretty hot. I can understand why you're going to scalp that. I normally don't trade a lot of IPOs, but I even might dabble with ARM here today. So we'll see. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't necessarily have a line on what it's going to do, but my gut tells me that because this is so anticipated, it's likely to two things. It's likely to be volatile, and it's likely to be higher, at least in the near future here, especially if the market really cooperates. Now, again, I could be totally wrong, but I know that's what a lot of people are waiting for. That starts trading here today and probably won't go live until midday. They're going to have to do the whole opening process for that. Okay. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, I'm unsure about when it would open. We always are, right? We're always kind of unsure. We don't really know exactly what time it's going to open, but I suspect, just from kind of watching some of these other ones, they generally don't have them open right past the open. Someone with more experience than me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like one of the things that they do with these new IPOs is they wait until the lunch hour where the volatility in the market is kind of settled in a little bit and it's not as crazy. So maybe that's what happens here again with ARM. Definitely going to keep my eye on this one. I want to see how this trades. Here's the other thing about ARM that we might get, and this might be a multi-day effect. You might see, we've talked quite a bit about having the same 7 stocks that are really kind of propping up the market, right? The Magnificent Seven, whatever you want to call them. And one of the things we might see with some of these IPOs, ARM and the other ones that I would add in here would be something like maybe Databricks, maybe Discord, maybe Instacart when those do come. You might actually see some rotation out of some of these bigger stalwarts. So names like Apple, NVIDIA, Netflix, Amazon. You might see people or traders or houses, firms, whatever it is, actually move out of that position and move into some of these newer IPOs. We'll see. Just a thought that I had. We'll see if we end up getting that here. That's definitely something that I'm looking for. So Sad Boy is saying that it's opening at 10:20 Eastern. Hey, if it actually opens at 10:20 Eastern, awesome. We're still going to be on the air. We'll be able to kind of take a look at that together and possibly trade that. In my experience, it normally runs past the times that they say, but fingers crossed. We'll be optimistic and we'll see if we can get that rolling here today. Some other stocks that we want to take a look at. Let me go through the chat. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Jay, good morning, Jay. There was some news last night for SSYS. DDD fight may be on again. Okay, I mean, we'll see. I just hope whatever ends up happening, whether it's a fight, a merger, whatever, hopefully it resolves higher. I'm actually down on this position now, about a dollar, but swing trade with a little bit lowered position size. So we did what we discussed here recently, kind of increase those stops, made those stops not quite as tight. So we'll see what happens. I believe we're still on for the September 28th special meeting, right? I didn't see any news of that being canceled. So I think that that's probably going to be a key day here for this stock. Okay, I see ARM getting ready to ring the opening bell here on CNBC. Looks like we are going to get rolling here in about 58 seconds. Kel, I don't want to leave you in the cold with a thin sweater, so we'll go ahead and talk about AVTX real quick here. This is a penny stock that you mentioned, had a big move yesterday, had a move in the pre-market, had really kind of an uneventful day until near the close where it actually gave a trade. Now we're up here again. I'm going to stay away from the penny stocks, but ATVX, this likely to be in play again here today. We'll see where this ends up going. Good spot there. Do you watch the pre-market prep show? You know what? Not as much as I used to. I'll be honest. When I'm during the time slot for that show, I'm busy getting ready for the workday, or I'm actually already working at some of my regular tasks. So no, I did not watch it today. And I normally don't. Before I got into the current role that I'm in, I used to watch that religiously. Love Dennis, and I love that Mitch. Is on that show now. I think he's a good at it. Okay, we're open, folks. Let's flip over to the scanner and let's see what we got here today. CRNX is the last stock that I was looking at here. This down. FWBI, this was another penny stock that was up on a piece of news here today. We'll see where this ends up going. That wasn't part of my list just because it is an actual penny stock, but let's see. Marty saying, let's share some good ideas here today, people. Yeah, let's do that. Sydney says, Ryan doesn't sweat. That is false. Ryan definitely sweats. You should play golf with Ryan, and then you will see that. I don't think anyone wants to see that. I'm just going to quit while I'm behind right here. Bonjour, Smoked Tuna. Hopefully you are doing well here today. Okay, let's take a look and see what's going on here. I don't have anything off the open. Let me look around and kind of get my bearings here. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on. RNAS. Let's see if that's moving. Maybe a bounce here on RNAS. Looking like it might be trying to go to that VWAP. Let's see. WBI moving down here, not on the scanner anymore. Apple Red. Crow is in CGC. So Crow going after the cannabis early here. Crow, let us know how high it gets. See what I did there? Do you see what I did there? Okay. CGC, nice little pop here off the open. By the way, RNAS trying to go. VWAP I got at 120. We'll see if we get there on RNAS. This trying to move some pretty decent volume here. We'll see. Not sure about this one. We'll see. That's coming back in. We'll see. We got time. We got time. RNAS, what I really want to watch here, pop above 114 and then maybe a move to 120 here on this penny stock. But I'm definitely, yep, Smoke Tuna, you're looking at RNAS too. Mr. T, what is Trade the Pool? Trade the Pool is a prop firm that allows you to trade a whole bunch of different stocks using effectively their money. We will go ahead and play the commercial for it. We'll show it here in a second. In fact, I can actually show it right now, I believe. What if I do this? There we go. If I make this full screen, solo layout, boom, here is Trade the Pool. So it's basically just a platform that allows you to trade. They give you leverage and you go through an evaluation period. If you pass, then you actually get split profits depending on the size of your account. So great question. We'll go more into Trade the Pool here. I actually think this is really cool. For those of you that don't have day trade accounts yet, meaning you're under the $25,000 PDT, but you really kind of follow this and you really think that you can get involved in this, a prop firm might be the way for you to go. But we'll get back to this here. Let's go ahead and looks like RNAS is trying to push up here some more. Smoke Tuna, did you grab RNAS? Looks like Giavoletti is on that here. Some decent size here at 112 on RNAS. We'll see if that ends up going. I'm kind of just taking it easy here today. At least so far. I don't want to get don't want to come flying out the gates too quickly. Smoke Tuna, I'm in RNAS pre-market. Okay, so good stuff there. Ready to cut CGC for 10% and move on with my life. All right, Crow, did CGC go up? You said cut it. You said cut it like it was going down there, but I didn't have it up. No, CGC, nice pop there. Crow, I like the approach that you've had recently, right? Take the gains when you have them. Make sure you book the gains. Stuff has been pretty volatile. Stuff has been pretty volatile. Yeah, Jan bringing up a good point here. So real quick, but paper trade first before you go to something like Trade the Pool. So let me be very clear here. Trade the Pool, this is for when you actually want to put money at risk. Now they're going to be able to give you leverage, but you want to make sure that you are in a spot where that's going to be beneficial to you. So I agree here with Jan. Hopefully at this point, you actually already have the paper trading or practice aspect under your belt before moving to Trade the Pool. Sorry, Mitch, I was just addressing that question right here from Mr. T asking, what is Trade the Pool?
What is trade the pool, right? Well, trade the pool is all about trying to give traders the buying power they need to find success. How do we do that, right? We normally have to do what? We have to get around the PDT, right? The PDT is what? Well, the PDT is the pattern day trading rule, right? Normally you need $25,000 account to go ahead and trade like this, right? Now, for traders that can't find that, right? And I'm paying attention here to DraftKings a little bit. So if you guys see my attention a little bit, it's because I'm focusing on that position right now. And Mara giving me an alert out the gates. That's one stock I'll keep on alert here. It's pulling back right now to 1030s. Interesting to see that one get a pop today. I'm wondering if I see financials go in the red today and I see Mara get the lift. That's an interesting one off the VWAP, but let me focus right quickly to finish the answer here.
And by
What
the
do
way,
you got, Ryan?
Bitcoin trading up here, so that's going to affect that Mara trade you're talking about.
Yeah. So what it is mainly is for is to get you guys buying power, right? To get the person that, let's say, only has, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, a way to learn how to trade and trade with that buying power. Hopefully getting you the package where you can go ahead and share those profits and get you to that $30,000 account somewhere down the line. Or maybe you want even more buying power, so you go for the bigger packages and you're able to get all the way up to an insane amount of buying power, right? The truth is, find what works for you. And paper trading can work, right? And you can even paper trade on the prop, right? That's why there's 14 days for free. You guys see that in the top right corner? There's a reason why. Because those 14 days for free is right there, some paper trading right there on the platform. Now, what I would say works better than paper trading is actually trading, but trading very small.
Yeah,
Why do I talk about that? Because now you're really executing into the way that you would be trading normally. So I talk about this with one share trading. I even have a video about one share trading. I'll try to bring that up in a little while here. But the idea there is if I only traded with one share, I'm probably not going to get hurt on any one stock. But I'll be able to actually focus on the percentage gains and the percentage loss and actually trade my system.
Becca has a question here. What is the cost to use Trade the Pool?
That's an important thing. It's going to be all dependent on what package you go for, right? So the package that you guys see us, and I'll go ahead and I'll bring it on the screen to kind of show it really quickly here, is there's different packages, right, on Trade the Pool, right? So you guys see it here, right? There's the mini buying power that gives you 20,000. And then the one that I'm using here, which is the super buying power, which gives you up to 80,000 here. And of course, you guys see the profit target to get the account is 4,200. The max drawdown 2,100. But then there's the extra buying power one. This one gets you all the way up to 160,000 for only 475. This one's probably the best like overall deal for the buying power, right? Because this is doubling the buying power for only 175 more. And then you got the ultimate buying power. This is really more for your experts. It's already probably traded one of these smaller packages and done well. So like if I would have traded one of these super buying powers and mini buying powers, and then I had the account and I was still killing it and finding ways to profit share. And I was like, well, how do I get around that to less profit share and more buying power? I'd be moving up to the ultimate buying power there, where I'd get $260,000 and only need to split 20% of the gains, right? And at that point, you have more than enough sizing needed to take probably bigger positions than you probably ever seen. So that's what I would tell you guys to check out.
I like your advice with this. Start slow with this, right? You don't need just having more buying power isn't necessarily better. Having enough so that you can make trades and trade your plan, that's really what you need.
That's what the idea here is.
Exactly.
And then you no longer have to worry about like, let's say for shorting like DraftKings. I don't have to worry about borrowing DraftKings. I can just go shorting it, right? And shorting it straight up. Things like this are definitely going to help me.
Sydney with a super quality idea here on bobbleheads for us. I'm going to screenshot this and send this to the people that manage our swag store. Great call, Sydney. And then real quick, kind of back to the market here. Jay, I saw the same thing. Lots of fades here from the pre-market, including the actual market itself, right? The index itself here. Smaller names fading as well. Kind of glad that I just took it slow out of the open, to be quite honest with you.
All right, guys. I like Mara for upside action here, and I like Stellantis on the short side of things today. So I'm gonna actually open up already a starter in Stellantis. Don't want to go insanely big for right now, just in case it gets back there to 19. But I'm gonna start a short there. I'm short already 100 shares. I'll cancel right now. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and now I'm gonna go to Mara. Mara moved too fast there.
That's par for the
25s.
course.
Yeah, 25s is a nice area that I wanted right now. And then maybe even 1030s, but 1040s is a little bit too high already. Looks like it wants to get to 1050s here. Might have to go for a different name and try to find it. I like Mara as trading one of the ones here. But let me look for another Riot maybe is lagging. Nah, it's already ripping. You see how these are, this is when I feel like I'm chasing and I hate chasing, right? So I always like to get it on the VWAP pullbacks. Riot would be maybe like a 1080 VWAP pullback. So I'm looking around to see which one of these I can actually catch. HUT is a little cheaper, 223. How's that daily look? Let me see it on HUT. Actually, doesn't look too bad there on HUT. Maybe make a move here towards a high of, I see 235 still left, but this is just such a tight trade. Not really my style. CCL showing up on the gainers there, so we'll see what happens with that. AAL is definitely on my radar. I think these are going to start finally turning around. We'll see what happens today. If that could actually get back to the green. IonQ could have a good day today. I talked about the ARM IPO, right? And how that could have actually affect IonQ to the upside. That's why I didn't want to short it until I see ARM go down. I'm not going to get short on IonQ. It could actually help IonQ get some lift today. That's just what I feel. All right, let's keep a look at the sectors and industry. And of course, jump in, Ryan, if you need to.
Yeah, no, I'm just actually kind of watching RNAS here. It looked like it did try to bounce off the day lows, but it's really struggling to get back to that 110 level. 110, 111 is where a lot of stock was traded. RNAS might not be done. If it really kind of falls off, though, maybe it is. We'll see. Smoke Tune, I'd love to hear what you're doing with your position from the pre-market, which I think you're probably, well, I don't know. I don't know if you're up on that one. SSYS that we talked about, nice little move here off the open, up a nice almost 4%. Nikola was pushing. You guys were saying, let's just check out Nikola.
Oh, dear, back up. Big move up there to 410s off the 400. That doesn't look too bad. RTX coming back some today. Boeing doesn't look too bad on the pullback. XLI actually having a decent day. We'll look to see if that stays green. Industrials and basic materials at the top of the outlook today. SPY now starting to turn around a little bit there. So I'm keeping an eye on stocks like that and NVIDIA. If NVIDIA goes back below 450s, I'd be a little bit concerned today, but we'll see what happens there. DraftKings, keeping an eye on it. It went up there towards like 30-40s, now starting to drop pretty fast now. So I'm just going to stay on that one. I have a stop there at like 31-35s. We'll see what happens. All right. Any smaller name, you guys let me know. We tried to play some yesterday. Ryan, I was able to nail a nice trade on WeWork yesterday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, WeWork's been really strong recently.
Yeah, it was a nice one. I probably got out a little bit too soon. It eventually went to 6, but it was a pretty nice trade right around this area, around the 470s, 480s. We got in there right before the 5 break. It eventually went all the way up there to 630. Before the 5 break, we got in. So that was a nice little breakout there in WeWork. We'll see how it's doing today. It's kind of battling here. Can it get the next step up? I think it could. It just need to hold pullbacks, get back up above maybe 510 here and see the lift come in. We'll see what happens. Keeping an eye on the WeWork.
I don't see anything that's really grabbing my attention just yet. No great setups yet. Yeah, I'm still looking around too. No great setups yet.
Intel going down out the gate here. Apple's in the green. Apple's probably pretty strong for the day. Of course, we've been waiting to see if Apple would actually like turn around and start getting green. That's one stock I'd keep an eye out for. Microsoft is in the red, coming back to VWAP.
Any thoughts on the Apple conference? Did you guys talk about that at all? The seems to me that the iPhone is this recent iPhone is a whole lot of nothing. There's really nothing big or newer in it. So anyway, just wondering if you guys had discussed that at all.
Somewhat. I don't think we got too deep into it, but something
Okay.
definitely that we talked about before it came out. That event happened a little bit afterwards, but we can talk a little bit about that coming up. I got some highlights we can kind of get into. Seeing Cliff show up, seeing some names actually show up today on scanners. So I'm looking around. Valet, Rig,
Yeah, Valet was
Cliff,
up pre-market.
CCL. Ooh, NCLH. This one is one that I actually had a couple of days ago. Now it's making that turn here towards 17. I'd like to see a pullback here to 80s and then a nice little takeoff here. NCLH. Yeah, this actually doesn't look too bad. I like this outlook here today on NCLH. Just need a pullback action here towards maybe the 85s or the 90s, at least 90s. But it could take 17 and just run here. I like it though. This is one on my radar.
Natalie saying the USB-C port, the big innovation for the iPhone. Yeah, I can't believe it doesn't already have that. More software updates than real hardware, says Smoke Tuna. Yikes.
Well, I mean, that's what Apple does to you guys, right? All the Apple sheeps.
Oh, hey, direct your ire at Mitch. That wasn't me.
Samsung for life, baby.
Yeah, look, Mitch, I'm used to being made fun of for having green text and all that stuff. So I generally I'm happy with where I'm at with my smartphone right now. So I generally just don't even pick those fights. But if you're gonna come out here swinging, then that's on you, buddy.
You know I don't hold back, man.
No, I know that.
I can't help myself.
Cletus says Tim Cook liked it. That was the most important thing. You guys are on fire here today.
Oh man. All right, Nvidia with a pullback. Will it recover 460? 460 looks like decent upside outlook there. Semiconductors were pretty strong yesterday. Looking at Stellantis just going down here. We might not even get a bounce, man. I'm at least glad I got 100 shares short of that one because I might be swing trading this, right? We'll see what happens. I might actually add here even. I don't want to chase, but man, this looks like it could just start tumbling. Big level to watch is underneath it around the 870s, 1870s. And then we have like gap down that it could fill today towards 1830s.
Mitch, I don't know if you're aware, but GENI halted here.
Ooh. GENI?
Yeah, Genus Sports. Isn't this your
Oh, come on. Come on. We can't be halted. Come on.
I think it's just halted on volatility.
All right. Volatility is okay.
It says,
I just don't want to hear that news thing.
No, it says reason not. Let me see here.
All right. The land is
Arna's
already
really
falling
struggling.
here. Yeah,
Reason not available.
Just dropping there. All right, guys. So I'm going to look for like a little push back here towards my entry. See if I can get a fill back there towards 85. Would love to get some more of this Stellantis. See if it can come back and fill me. I don't want to just chase it here.
Real quick, David, thank you. The automated signals tool not reporting it. Genus Sports halted new spending. Let's see what happens here, Mitch. I'm hoping you get a really good piece of news, and this just makes your day. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, good Lord, good Lord. You guys know how it goes. Put it this way. It ain't going nowhere. We might be going on the cruise though, baby. We'll see what happens there, man. All I got to say is
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
we'll see what happens, guys. It might be
It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's just the quality, man.
Oh, I know, man. My quality.
Crow's making a call right now. Genie to the moon. Arnav's breaking down. If it loses this one, I think we're probably taking this one off the
Riot and
off the watch list.
Mara pulling back now. Mara all the way back down to 1005 here. The market's dragging it, right? Qs are still down. Yeah, Qs are still down. Will we get a nice little reversal here? Or will we start pulling back? Looking to see what's going to go in the red. What's in the red right now? Technology,
BRB, 1
healthcare,
sec.
consumer cyclical. So those can all bounce eventually. I'm keeping an eye on those to see if they want to bounce. But right now, those are pulling back. I do have IBB on the swing trade account, so I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Let's see if that gets a move back here. And with that being said, I'm looking at Moderna with that one. Moderna coming back pretty fast there. So IBB looking decent there. We'll look to see if that takes a nice step up. Gilead also strong in this space. So if you're looking for a play here in the healthcare space, Gilead looking interesting here for me. The daily looks good there too, as it's approaching kind of a high here to the left. 77.53s is that resistance. I'll look for pullbacks to 77.10, but I like that Gilead move. Mara pulling back here to $10. Can it find the support and then get back up? We'll see what happens on that one. Nothing that I want to probably touch right now. It has a setup for an inverse head and shoulders with a neckline through 1020s. So it could have been a fake out earlier on the 1020s. We'll look to see if it stays strong. Looking around, guys. What about NCLH? Oof, that one didn't even pull back down through the 1690s, already taking off here to 17. I like it here, guys, but the only problem is I don't want to jump to 17s on this. I want to wait for the 1680 pullback. We'll see what happens on that one. Stellantis almost up 10 cents already. Nothing pulling it back right now. I'm just going to lift my limit and actually cancel it because there's just no point in having it out there right now. We'll see if this can keep coming down. Another thing that I wanted to kind of teach you guys about today and show you guys a little bit more is if you guys also are just using Trade to Pool, if you guys go to the tools, you guys will find the RSS feed and you guys can get some news right there on the RSS feed. So just giving you guys a shout out on that right there if you guys want to use a different tool that's available. All right, NCLH 1705s. Will the Qs go lower? Will Stellantis go lower? Ford going lower here. GM going lower. It doesn't look too bad now on that Stellantis short. I'll tell you that much. Look at GM going lower here. Ford going lower. Will those get crushed down today? I don't think those will go down as much today. I think I'm looking for more down action on Stellantis just because what? Because the action on the daily has been almost green. Look at this little spike that it did here. I felt like this spike was like, it had no business doing this spike here. So now another way that I could look at this chart is it looks kind of like a head and shoulders pattern to me. And so that's what I would see here. And if it's a head and shoulders pattern, I definitely want to try to get it. So here's the left shoulder. Here's the right shoulder. So I'll draw this out here for you guys. The head action, of course, all the way up here. And then now we need to see if it can break this kind of body area. So we need to look what's called for the neckline. The neckline usually is going to come from some kind of trend line action breakdown. I'd say that's probably all the way down here through like 1840s. That's going to really show me weakness that it wants to come down maybe towards 1760. What you got, Ryan? What you looking at, my friend?
Nothing. I was actually just pulling up Run here. Smoke Tuna mentioning Run. This actually does look like it's trying to take off the highs, although I feel like I'm chasing right here on a potential new trade. So no position for me. Just kind of rolling through the scanner here. Don't see anything great. Really don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see anything great here yet. Not really nothing.
You can't trade options. Yeah, it's equity, guys. Then how do you short? You just short it. You short the equity. You short the stocks. It's not always buying puts, right? And honestly, to tell you the truth, guys, I'm going to tell you, at least from my outlook, my personality, I really don't like options. I feel like options are an easy way to be trapped if you're a like inexperienced trader. That's just my outlook.
Yeah, the more I try to trade options, the more frustrated I get with them. That's what I'll say. Trading stock just seems so much easier for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm
So
alone
much
in that.
easier. No, you're not. That's literally what I just said, Ryan.
Well, I
You're not
mean,
alone,
okay.
my friend. You're not alone, at least. Seeing some stocks come down here. Energy, of course, taking lead. XOM. We talked about that Chevron move just yesterday, how it went down for one day, then really took off, man. This is looking strong. Chevron, these oil names. I saw WTI hit 89, 89.83. Will we get back there to 90? We hit it already today, 90.06. That's the outlook. It closes above 90 today. I could see oil going higher. Carvana showing up here with a nice spike, guys. So you guys are looking for a mover? Carvana. And how did I find that? The gainers and losers list right here on Trade the Pool. So if you guys are not using it, hey, look right here. Bottom right.
I added that one because that is helpful. I mean, right now it's got a bunch of pennies on there that I don't really care about, but
yeah, you just got to find what, you know.
is there a way to filter this actually? Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, man, of course.
Price greater than 2. We'll try that. Cause yeah, I'm gonna leave this on price greater than 2 on mine. I want to see.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
I have volume 500K and price greater than 2.
Carvana, maybe as this comes back in towards the VWAP here.
AMC coming down today a little bit. NCLH still strong, still holding that pullback. CCL holding the pullback there. Going to take a look at that CCL off VWAP. If NCLH wants to stay strong, maybe I got to go for the laggard CCL here. All right, so where can I see the pullback holding here? 1557s. I'm going to look for a slight little tick down here back towards 54, and then I can get long here off the 50s or 45s for CCL. Like this action here.
The action that I'm seeing is that the strength that we had early on, like Jay was saying earlier, strength is being sold, especially in tech.
All right, we'll see if Riot recovers here and Mara recovers. Mara is a $10 recovery reversal off of that 10.
UPTD
Riot
halted.
would be a reversal off the recent pop. Which one was that one, Ryan?
UPTD is halted here. I'm still watching Carvana. I think we bounce off the VWAP here.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. I should have held that CCJ. It was doing well. I remember I traded it and I just took the day trade money. CCL already bouncing there to the 1560s, so that could already take off here. Still looking for a little bit of a pullback action, but it might just take off here. Yeah, NCLH already pushing there towards new highs. RCL is probably the laggard pullback move to buy for me. So I'm going to go after that one here. I need to go after this with smaller share size because it's a bigger stock here and moves pretty quickly. So I'm going to take a little bit there already. I'm going long RCL here, 98.75s. Willing to add down there towards 98.50s and then 98.40s. 98.25s need to be my risk. So I don't want to add too much right now. I want to see if I can get a little bit better price here and then get after it.
I took some Carvana off that call, Mitch, and it immediately bounced. And
I'll show you.
This is a winner here. I actually want to close this. I want to see if we can break above this high, though.
All right. I like the outlook, man.
Let's see if we can break above this high. I mean, I don't want to let this trade go red on me. I know it's only 100 shares, it's kind of small, but that was a great call out. It was a great call out.
Got you, man.
There we go, going towards the highs. Let's see.
I can only tell you what I see moving, right?
Hey,
you made the call, my friend.
It's up to me to trade it, right?
Yep.
See if we can break through this high. Come on, Carvana. There it is. New up. That had the offer at 552 for there we go. And highs. New highs now on Carvana. I'm actually going to take this off and let that reset. Got green on the screen. BRB, 1 sec.
Trying to add some RCL here on pullbacks, but not filling me here. I might have to step up to the plate. Got to keep watch also NCLH to see that stay hot. and RCL and CCL get hot, get above the 570s, those pull back. Need to give myself the ability to also withstand that pullback.
Okay, back. So, whoa, Mitch, look what happened. Okay, I fixed it. That just surprised me a little bit. Okay, so just kind of recapping the Carvana here. When you had called it out as a mover, I looked at it and I was like, huh, we're coming back into VWAP. Maybe I should buy some of these. It started bouncing. I took a quick 100 shares. I got some green on the screen. I took the 100 shares off. Realistically, I'd like to have a more tactical trade with this so I can really kind of size up on it and make some better gains than the $70 or whatever it was off the 100 shares. But for right now, at least getting some green on the screen, getting positive here for the day. That was not something that I was watching. I just kind of picked it up off your alert. So happy with what I got there. Now we'll start looking for more of a better, more tactical trade where we can really kind of grab some of those gains. Jay, this is my response every time. Mullen, LOL. I mean, I know it's moving today, and I know there are people trading it, and God bless all of you. I hope that you end up making that money, but LOL, that's my response to Mullen too. By the way, UPTD, that's still halted. It'll be interesting to see where this opens up. Carvana's still making a move back towards the high. That looks like that might set new highs here. Just buy 10K shares, size that matters. XX. Exactly. If I felt confident enough to do that, that would, man, things would be so much different.
All right. Looks like it wants to recover. Mara's a little bit further down and a little bit more bearish. But
UPTD open?
Could risk off this 10.
1050. Oh my God.
He was rejecting there. Still kind of red there. We maybe red until ARM IPO. Let me know if you guys see the ARM IPO, right? I mean, we never know where and when it's going to actually come out here. Trying to add here on RCL, but just got to keep an eye on it because it just did take a little bit of a downturn here. NCLH is still holding up at 17s. That could be a pullback to 1690s, but I'm just trying to add here on RCL on a pullback. All right, now I'm willing to take it. There you go. Just added there a little bit at 42s. So now I got 59s with 40 shares. Not going to let it go through 98, of course. We'd really like to see NCLH just take off here towards the 1720s. CCL go up there towards like 1580s. So I'll show you guys those setups too. And why I'm looking at this is that I'm looking at the sympathy plays in the industry, right? So I'm looking for NCLH to take off the highs there. I'm looking for CCL to go through the 1580s there. We'll see what happens. RCL taking a shot. Stellantis looking like it wants lower now. It got back to 1880s, but rejecting down. I'm just going to keep holding these 100 shares. They could pay me big in the long run. I could add, but I would start losing my average on pops. I'll add, but for right now, just going to focus. Our RCL coming back a little bit, just focusing to see if this is going to go red. SPY overall made a nice up move, but then right back down. Big candles on both sides of the 5-minute candle there. Q's looking like they're dragging. So technology weak today. Energy, utilities, industrial strong. Defensive's not doing bad, but a lot of things are pulling back right now. Keeping an eye also on DraftKings. See if that could go lower. I watched the movie Dumb Money last night. Best movie ever. Todd, really? Was it really the best movie ever? Like, you got to tell me though, Todd, because I'll go watch it.
Dumb Money. I don't even think I know what that is.
You don't know what it is, Ryan?
I mean, here, let me hold on. Let me just make sure I didn't just put my foot in my mouth. Hang on one sec.
Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Duke straight.
Dumb Money.
Straight up there?
No, Dear Wall Street, Dumb Money. No, I've never seen this.
It's a movie that's coming out in theaters right now that's
Oh,
all about
okay.
the
No wonder.
GME situation and the ape situation. I mean, we were in the forefront.
Yeah,
Todd,
I
did
was
they
going to say,
mention
I
Benzinga?
mean, I
That's
was
my
going to say,
question.
we started that. So
Did they mention Benzinga? Because if they didn't, I'm gonna have to hit up those producers and directors. They missed out. All right, Nvidia is the one I'm watching here. It's pulling back a little bit there. Stellantis in the green there for me. I'm looking to see if RCL could recover here, start getting that uplift. That's pulled back here. Now I'm looking for it now to get a nice little uplift back through 99s and then get the push. NCLH holding on.
By the way, UPTD, that thing's wild as heck, all over the place. Higher here now, above 11. Just a monster day. UPTD.
Stellantis, baby. Gonna be talking about this one. I have a feeling a little bit later today. I even talked about this on pre-market prep. I was like, this is the one that I'm looking for a short today.
Okay, so Jay here, I love this. I really do like this here. A guy on CNBC likes this one. This is a REIT, senior housing. This seems to make sense. Ticker VTR. So just to be clear, let's see if VTR is actually in the prop. You like this as a long, Jay? Just a senior housing REIT. Oh my God, UPTD. This is going to be halted at 11th. Oh nope, they didn't hold it there. Man, UPTD. I'm not trading that one. Whew.
UPDE, you said?
UPTD. Uniform Papa Tango Delta.
All right.
Did I get those all right? Uniform.
Oh,
Papa,
we're talking
Delta. I sure did.
We're talking a SPAC here. We're talking.
I mean, this
SPAC.
thing's all over the place, dude. It's here.
I'm gonna put
your thing up here. So Jay, I'm interested in this VTR long for a potential swing. I have no position in this. It's going up to the highs. This is an interesting one, though. This is an interesting one. Becca saying, I believe the whole GME AMC day was the first day BZ went live all day. Yes, that was a crazy time. That was a crazy time. That was absolutely 24-hour streams.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. I remember that day because you know why?
Oh, dude, Mitch, I remember that day too.
You know why I remember that day, Ryan?
Because you were one of those people that were on for hours.
Exactly. I didn't leave my desk for like 9 hours.
Yeah, I
mean, my wife came in my office and she was like, "What are you doing? It's like 7 o'clock in the afternoon."
I don't think anybody. I think we were all. Those were all 10+ hour days for us from start to finish. That was wild.
I think that was literally a 14-hour day for me, Ryan. That was a 14-hour day.
Yeah, I was just trying to be conservative, Mitch. You know me.
No. I remember because that was back when I lived in Denver and I used to start my days like at like 4 a.m.
Oh yeah.
So imagine trust me, I was beyond ready for the show to end. But at the end of the day, it was so hype. I was like, and then I was talking in the background. Are we gonna wrap? No, we're gonna keep going. All right, let's do it. Let's keep going. You guys smash the like. You guys want us to keep going, baby. All right.
I mean, this is what I'll say about this. This is my closing remarks here on Dumb Money. If they don't mention Benzinga in that movie is no good. Because we were literally the ones that started that entire thing.
All
like Chris said, smash the like. Smash the like if you enjoyed that GME AMC crazy phase. That was what a time to be alive that was.
What a time to be alive. That's indeed. Nvidia going lower, tech going lower. Be careful out there with tech, guys. That looks ugly there. So RCL is barely just hanging on here. The only thing keeping me in it is NCLH kind of still staying strong there. Looking to see if we can get some bounces. CCL is not as strong, but could still hold here. Stellantis looking good now. Down to 1866, guys. If it could come back towards like VWAP later in the day, maybe I add. It did reject the VWAP today, 1880, and then just came straight down to 1866. That's good action there for my short on Stellantis.
Good question here from Duke the Fool. Anyone trying Netflix around 401? Really quick, Duke, let me see if I can get, I think I just need to do this. So here's Netflix, right? You can see that the intraday action on this chart actually quite strong, just popped above the VWAP. But looking at this, it looks like we came right down to the 100-day moving average, and we're attempting to bounce right here. Now, you were asking about 401. That puts us off the day low, right? So 40 was this, I got about 402 and change here, I think. Yeah, I think that's 401 and change. Colors are a little brutal on this particular screen for me. But basically what you're doing here is you're basically trying to trade this against low of day. I like this, frankly. Potential bounce spot here for Netflix off the 100-day.
All right, guys, setting my stop here just in case here on RCL. Could get stopped out, but definitely don't want it to kind of flush through this 98 here. We'll see what happens. They're still dragging NCLH, but if it comes back through 17, it won't be looking too bad for me. Just got to hang on here for a little bit more and see what happens. Give it a little bit of room, a little bit of a cut down, and then see what happens here.
Jay, this is the exact thing that I'm struggling with this trade. In fact, let me bring it up here so we can kind of talk about that. So Jay says, Ryan, I'm still scratching my head on this SSYS trade. You're not alone. The deal is mid to high 20s. Head scratcher shouldn't be 50% below possible deal. Now, if you took a look at the 3D systems, they were talking about offering stock and cash that got to that, mid 20s price target or whatever. And so I'm wondering if that's kind of playing into this. Cleo, come on, man. What's wrong? I'm wondering if that's kind of playing into why this isn't up there. This does make me nervous, though. I feel like this should be closer. I feel like there's some type of problem that's maybe not priced in yet. Or excuse me, there's a problem that we're not thinking of that's priced in.
Looking at Pacar. That's a different stock that I don't normally trade, but I like it.
ARM indicating 63. So maybe this does open while we're still on.
It's open right now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's indicating an open at 63. Remember, the high end of the range was 51, and it looks like 63 is the current price that it would open at. But that could change. 61 to 63.
All right, guys, looking right now at Pacar. So an industrial on a pullback. Of course, that was hot earlier. Looking to see if those can catch a little bit of a bounce here and then get back up. So I'm going to start a little starter here. A little starter there on Pacar. Willing to add back down like in 70 spot and then risk off like 84.50s. See if I can get an ad here. Do 68. All right, let's look around here. RCL now coming back a little bit, back above 98.20s. So that's looking good here. I can pull my stop up a little bit. Make sure that I'm like pulling it up as we get back to green. If we do make a move to 99, I'm going to start adding there and taking some shots here. Let's go for it, team. All right. Pacar looks interesting now. We'll see if I get a fill to add on that one.
NBSE, this big move here on NBSE.
All right, I like that outlook here. I'm looking for a pullback into the 90s to add here.
Nikola still at highs too. This is wild. Here, Mitch, do you have one? Do you have? Okay, you're P-car, right? You just said that. Sorry.
No, I got you. I was just trying to actually get the ad there, and then I was going to flip it for us. All right, guys, I'm going to add here in Pakar, looking for the move back above 85, looking for the takeout of 85.50s to the upside. So I just added there, looking to see what happens. Now I have about 100 shares here. And I got to be careful with it because it's a bigger stock here, but looking for the VWAP bounce type of play. And this is an exact play up my alley. All right, so let's see what happens with this one. I'm going to focus on this one, and I have a stop for RCL, so I can just focus on this one. You guys see me trading more and more share positions. I have 4 on right now. What you got,
that's
Ryan?
why I'm keeping it to try. I'm trying to keep it to 1 at a time here, and you're out here swinging 4 of them. That's awesome. Jay, I completely agree. I'm hoping someone else comes in too, because that's going to send this price skyward. Nicola, just an absolute huge move here for any of you that are trading at 13. Good morning. Good to see you. Great call on BlackBerry, by the way. You're absolutely right on that one. That's been a huge bounce off that 200-day too, literally over a full point.
Let's get after it, team. What are we going to get today? All right, let's see if I can get XLI to bounce here. Start coming back. Looking for industrials to start working their way back up.
Congrats for all of you that traded Nicola here today. That is a pretty big move for that stock. That's one I stay away from, but great job. Looks like Tuna and Crow hit this one. You gunslingers are something else.
I don't know, man. I can't even take that one serious.
Me either.
I'm sorry, guys. Like, I love you guys for being able to trade that, but I could never knowingly buy Nicola. I couldn't knowingly buy that company. That was probably the biggest scam I ever saw on Wall Street. Phew. And GM bought it. That was the best part.
Suckers.
Suckers.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen. You are fake news.
Smash the like out there, guys. We're having a good time. You guys know where you're at. Benzinga, of course. Smash it up, guys. CGC mentioned in the chat.
Yeah, CGC. So here, I actually brought this up. Let me just do this.
Man,
boom.
I got you.
So here's the interesting thing about CGC. So first of all, intraday here, this is obviously gone. You'd be chasing right now if you were buying it right here. But CGC on the daily chart actually looks kind of appealing, right? Let's zoom in on this a little bit. Pushed all the way up, actually through that 200-day, came back in. Looks like it's trying to bounce here. Maybe the 200-day is the next stop here on CGC. This one definitely looking a little bit interesting here. Yeah. Dan, good to see you this morning. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well, you and family. They're all just trading vehicles, though. Most small caps are scams. Yeah, that's true. I generally don't like to just go around calling everything a scam. I try to stay as reserved as I can. But you're right. A lot of these small caps, they're just trading vehicles. And that's one of the reasons why you see such short-term trades on these.
Yeah, and I hear you, but there's certain ones that I just can't go after, right? At the end of the day. Is this channel affiliated with Benzinga News? Of course. You guys see us using Benzinga Pro? You're on Benzinga's channel, baby. This is where we do our live streams. We cover the markets. And this stream, we, of course, do live trading with Benzinga. Smash it up. We'll see what happens in the chat. What are you guys looking at? Smoke Tuna saying NBSE. I haven't seen that one today.
That's had a monster run in BSC here. Let me go ahead and pull that up. It's just, to me, this is, unless you're already in this. Oh, I guess here we came back into VWAP. Good call, Tuna. I should have looked at the chart first before talking. Definite bounce here off the VWAP. Maybe it's coming back in.
Getting another pullback here in RCL. We'll see if it gets another bounce, but keeping an eye also on Pakar. See if it can get back above the 85 spot. There's NCLH back to 17. That makes me feel a little bit more confident in that RCL position, especially if it can extend to the 17 and go higher. The SPY is going lower here, so those are going against the market. That's actually interesting. But the Q's going lower also. SPY going lower. Will financial services go red? You guys know how I've been going after KRE. That already looks interesting for me. I'm going to take a look at it right now. I went after it yesterday. Actually just got a small gain on it, but it could just start coming down here. And look to see if we get a little bit of a bounce, and then I can go flushing it at like 43.75s. It could already take down here. Stellantis going lower. That looking good.
ARM's still not open.
JPM pretty strong today, so I'll wait a little bit more for this KRE trade. All right, now I want to see the XLI go higher and Picard get into the green. Let's see if I can get that. Come back up. XLI today. Industrial is going to go up. We'll find out. Equally weighted sector looking interesting if it can just bounce here and get back to the VWAP. Stellantis still looking interesting there. Now down to 1865s. That could just be a slow leak all day, baby. Let's go. Plug pulling back a little bit. 1845s on that pullback. Whatever happened to Mara and Riot? Ooh, takedown. Those didn't bounce at all. I think that part of that has to do with that SPY just kind of being so weak. Let's see if the SPY starts making its way back here. Around 1020s, man. This day's going by a little bit faster today.
Sure
Let's
is.
see what happened.
Everyone also still waiting for ARM.
I think that's probably what it is too. There's a lot of like
definitely.
I would say like trading anxiety out there. It could be good or bad, right? But I feel like today's one of those days where a lot of people are taking some shots.
So interesting comment on Twitter. Interesting comment on Twitter from an account that I trust. Says, quote, if ARM opens above $60, it will be valued at a higher PE than NVIDIA, despite the fact that NVIDIA is growing 5 times faster. So I think what he's trying to say there is that it might be overvalued.
All right, looking for a little pullback here to add some to RCL. Not a lot, but looking to add another 10. It's in the green here. Picard going into the green too. And I want this to break above the 85s and start pushing here back above. XLI make an up move here. Let's see if the SPY can get strong to the upside now. It's starting to make that move here. That's why I'm also going to keep an eye on like SOXL reversal. That looks interesting off of 2125s. I could add that position, but really what I might do here is actually cut the DraftKings, because DraftKings is starting to go higher here. And I don't want to let this one come back on me, right? I got to take gains too. So right now it's looking like we might just take all the gains here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop loss 1 cent above right here. Above the high of the day is 31s. So at 32s, I'll get out the rest and just take the gains. If that doesn't come stop me out, we'll find out. But no matter what, DraftKings still a gain for us. Stellantis might come back and give me an ability to add. So I could either just cash in here or look for the add. We'll see what happens. I'm going to look for an add on Stellantis. RCL going into the green there, not adding me on the pullback. So I'm going to cancel that pullback add right now and look to see if it can really start going back to 99. Going back to you, what are you seeing out there, Ryan?
No, I'm seeing NBSE might be trying to bounce here. No position in it for me, but it is trying to curl up off that VWAP. I know we talked about that one recently.
I want to see if NVIDIA starts making a move back there towards VWAP. Apple staying strong all day. It's still green from the open. 174.50s pullback seems interesting there. Microsoft bouncing a little bit. Google stayed strong, right? And It did pull back a little bit, but yesterday was a really strong day for it. We'll maybe see if we get an inside day there. Meta's trying to come back, and that's been holding 300 as of late. Amazon was a really strong mover yesterday. So I wanted to take a look to see if Shop would be green today. Shop has started the day red, but now coming back through 63s. That's actually one that's on my radar here with the move back up. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit here.
Jay, I think chat should be restricted from trading any stock under $1. Jay, I second that. I apply filters to multiple tools in Pro to make sure that I don't see those stocks under $1. I don't like them. I comment on them because I know a lot of the chat likes to trade them. So if the chat moves away from that, you probably won't hear me mention those anymore. Zippity doodah. Ryan would never trade then. What on earth are you talking about? I try to avoid trading penny stocks at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to find what works for you, right? That's what I always say. Because if it works for you, I mean, hey, who's going to really tell you anything, right?
Here, look, this is my movers. Here's my movers tool. I have a minimum price filter of $1. I'm literally filtering out stocks that are under $1. And if we go to my relative volume scanner, I actually don't have you know what though? We're going to add it. Well, no, because since the chat likes to do this, I like for the relative volume scanner to be able to pick this up. But Zippity, that maintains. I don't like trading those.
All right, guys, I just got into Shop some. I got about 30 shares. I got 5 positions on, baby. Let's go. What about that? Can you guys smash the like for that? 5 positions on here, baby. Come on. And I'm about to step up to the plate here on Shop. I'm just looking for Shop to get through 63s here. Seeing if Shop's going to come back today. I kind of like it because of the way that Amazon was really strong yesterday. So you get a lot of bottoming action today. Could see it come into 82s here. So anything down there, I can also add. I got to risk off 66. So that's why I only came in here with a small amount of shares to start with. We'll see what happens. Also keeping an eye on Picard as that's slowly in the red for me. What you got, Ryan?
UPTD trying to, here, let's go back to Pro. UPTD, this looks like this is trying here. This really, really risky. This thing's volatile. It's spread. We actually are making lower highs here. So it looks like it wants to curl, but without being able to take this out. I don't know. We'll see on this one.
All right, Shop's starting to get above the 63s. I like that action there. So I'm looking to add in a second here if it ticks down right below 63s. So I'm looking for a tick down below 63s and I can add some. So my hand's really on the trigger here to place the order.
NBSE, nice little candle here on that bounce. I'm not in that, by the way.
All right, we're starting to get above 63s, and I'm okay with them if they just want to take 63s. So what gives me the ability to trade this amount of stocks at once is just trying to focus always on whatever is in the red first. Whatever's in the green doesn't really matter, right? Because the truth is it's going in my favor, right? So I'm always focused on whatever is closest to kind of the red. So Picard, I already set a stop. That's in the red. Shop is right on break even. I'm looking to add, so I'm focusing on Shop. RCL, I've already set a stop on that. It's in the green. I'm trying to let the market do the heavy lifting on that one now. And then, of course, DraftKings, the market's been doing the heavy lifting for me.
Smoke Tuna, what's your thesis here on Melco? I did see that chart wise. I mean, I see that the intraday chart here sure looks like this is trying to go trade up towards the high here, but unsure what's actually driving this here. Would love to know that. I took a look at Win. Win looks pretty stable here right now. Doesn't seem to be a sector wide thing. Anyway. Duke the Fool asking, what do you think about Shop for a swing, Mitch?
So I was looking at it right now. So what I'm looking is day to the left, Tuesday, 9/12. The closing price on that is 60. Oh, it's the opening price that we're paying attention to on this one. This is going to be 63.68. Take that out on the upside. That looks like a swing trade off of like the 62.50 area. We did get a nice little kind of flagging pattern here and then are coming back. Especially if we take out 65, this is going to be looking pretty good. I can show you the daily right now. We're holding 63 on pullbacks right now. I do want to eventually get an ad on this, but I'm also keeping a good look on the SPY right now because I want to see the SPY take off here, the Qs take off, and you're seeing that push right now. NVIDIA needs to get that push through 457, and Apple take lead, baby. 174.81s right now on Apple. Will it take 175? I'm keeping an eye on that. All right, so let's go to the daily chart here. Man, everything's in the green there for me. I'm just focusing. Eventually, you got to start taking some green, right? When everything's in the green, look at that. 5 positions, all in the green right now.
That's pretty
All
money,
right.
Mitch. 5 positions at a time. That's pretty money. Really quickly, I just wanted to address this
That's
comment.
shot.
Ben asking, how did you get the ARM implied open? Fidelity doesn't show it. Well, that's because you need to have the right tools, like Mitch talks about all the time. And in this case, the right tool is Benzinga Pro, because our news desk has been updating the ARM open here right in the news feed, despite not having a price or a chart for it yet. Our news feed still doing the work here. You can see 63, 61, 60. So this is coming in a little bit. Here is where I was getting that from. Good question, though, Ben.
All right, guys, I'm going to look to try to get some out near 100. If we can get that breakout for RCL, I'll take it. Right now, I'm just letting that work. So we'll see what happens on that one. Looking at Picard to see if that can really break above 85s now. And I can move the stop up a little bit here towards that low of 84.70. So pretty understandable risk here on Picard. Looking for the move above 85.
UPTD, that was a nasty move. Oh my God, this is so crazy. This thing broke out of that, went to 1134, and then an immediate reversal. We're down almost $2 from that high UPTD. Thank gosh I'm not in this. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? By the way, it was Buddy's birthday yesterday. It was Buddy's birthday yesterday. Yeah.
What? We're gonna have to do the birthday song.
We don't need to do a song. He doesn't do songs. Did you like the food though?
Do you want to hear the story here, Ryan? You want to know what happened to Hendrix last night?
Only if it's happy.
Well, he's okay. He's knocked out right in front of me, but he slept outside.
Is he an indoor cat?
Yeah, he's an indoor cat.
Okay.
He snuck out. He snuck out when the dogs were out in the backyard, and I didn't get to see him there. So he spent the night in the backyard.
Okay. Well, I'm glad he's okay. Let's just put it that way.
At least he's a good cat and he sticks around.
I would have been freaking out if that were me. Just saying.
Yeah, it's how it is, man. Here's shop, guys, already lifting. I tried to add there, but it's pushing strong. Got to keep an eye on Stellantis because that's kind of my short. But RCL working here. DraftKings, done with DraftKings, guys. I'm all out of the swing on DraftKings.
Nice trade.
All out, baby. All out. All right. And now DraftKings actually looks positive now. To tell you the truth, I could flip and go positive, but I'm not going to do all that, right? I'm just going to focus on other things that I'm looking for. And Fidelity does use Benzinga services. So do majority of the brokerages.
Here's birthday boy. He's
Happy birthday, boy.
He's looking at Cleo though. He woke up and Cleo flew out of the cage and he's wagging his tail. Yeah. He's being a good boy.
Apple leading here, and that looks good there for me. I'm going to look to see if NVIDIA can take off. Microsoft get back into the green. Google, let's see if that can go green here. It's looking pretty strong right now out there. Be careful out there. Another one that I kind of like, if it can go green, is Adobe. They're reporting earnings tonight, so maybe they just start jumping on it. We'll see what happens there. AMD still red, trying to come back towards 107. That looks interesting. We'll see if this really starts to get a lift here. Qs overall now lifting 375.67. So let's see if tech can get into the green here. Industrials doesn't look bad overall, equally weighted. XLI doesn't look too bad. So that's why I'm staying in Picard for right now. Like to see if maybe we can get an everything green day. That's going to be fine.
Sydney, Buddy is 7. That's human years, though. I don't know the conversion. ARM indication is 60. It came down a little bit from where it was at. 63, I believe, was the high.
What do you think it opens up, Ryan?
I would say probably 60, 61. That sounds about right. Especially since we were there earlier, went higher, kind of came back to that level. But I mean, where it opens, it's just a guess.
Stellantis is coming back on me, guys. I'm just going to stick around for right now, but that is coming back on me. Let's focus on RCL. RCL is going to be one I'm going to be watching for here to get a nice little lift through 99. Can that get the lift? Can NCLH kind of take the lead through 17s, right? There's a reason why I'm on this trade, right? Leader laggard style trade. I like to talk about the setups, right? Not just that I'm in the green, but how I took these and why I took them. Look at NCLH. We'll see if it can continue here. And then CCL, another one in the industry, right? Can that go through that high there? And for that, I'm looking at maybe AAL reversing here. So I might just start adding to AAL, but I'm sticking also with my swing trade of IBB and looking at IBB get some strength here. Tells me maybe take a look at Gilead. Gilead was one I mentioned just earlier today. And that's pretty strong. It's made a move to 77.50s. I'll look to see if that can continue the strength there. Pakar, look at that. Nice little move here back into the 85s, 85.09. We can get up there towards 85.50s today. Does look pretty good now.
Still nothing yet on ARM. Still waiting for that, just like the rest of y'all.
I want to see this take that 85 and keep going here. Let's go, Pakar.
I don't see anything else on my scanner that's of note. Honestly, just kind of waiting for ARM. It looks like
waiting for the ARM. All right, 85.09s, 85.10s here showing up for Pakar. Let's go. Let me see if I can get this really starting to push, get some nice profits. Shop didn't pull back, got all the way up there to 63.30s. So I was looking for an ad at like 63.08s. That went fast. So this is turning into a slower trade for me, but it could be one that I can give it chance to work, right? Shop is one that I like because of Amazon's move. So I can risk actually all the way down to the low of the day today. And it's only about like a $10 risk. So I'm just going to risk that, set that up, leave it alone, see what happens there. Focusing on Pakar, that's more like a $50, $60 trade. We'll see what happens there. Looking around to see what's making moves, guys. If you guys see anything you guys want to talk about, please bring them up. We'll definitely take a look. The Mitch stock is up today, guys. Or at least I call it the Mitch stock just because of the way it looks on the ticker there. Match getting a little bit of a lift there. MTCH. NCLH leading the SPY action today. Moderna was one that I mentioned earlier that could have the lift because of the COVID mentions. That's getting the push up there to 110. That could keep pushing IBB higher. IBB up there to 127.57s. Does look interesting. I have a swing trade of that one for 127.81. So still in the red there, but I like how it's at least rebounding on the day. BTU strong, basic materials strong. Looking at that action, see if it starts to pull back. Technology almost getting into the green and healthcare almost in the green now. We'll see if everything gets into the green there.
I'm going to have Mitch address this one, Jay. Sorry. What do I win for saying earlier ARM would be 6 to 7 while Joel, Triple D, and MM were 65 and above? Not even sure I know what that means.
Oh, he's just talking about the opening price. We were like saying like what, well, who would win the price at what it opens at? Has it opened yet?
No.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm a bit puzzled because nobody's won anything yet. The stock hasn't opened.
You give them the finger, they take an arm.
They be taking arms whenever they can. No matter what you give them.
Man. Especially in trading. Don't get your arms taken, man. All right, guys, we'll see what else is going out there. Definitely smash the like, guys. You guys see us using, of course, Trade the Pool. We're going to keep pushing towards the next level, guys. Smash it up. Got a lot more to kind of give you guys and keep looking after. So we'll keep getting after it, team. There's a lot more to kind of check out here. And then, of course, I'm going to be sharing kind of different things with you guys coming up. And we're going to be doing a lot of different things here with Trade the Pool. I can't wait to do the competition because I could see you guys even yesterday. You guys want to compete against me. I want to compete against you. I want to compete against Jay in the chat. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Jay. I want to see what you can do there, and it'll be more like kind of portfolio style, right? Or we can even bring the kind of the buying power down, right? Because I feel like some of those times, those paper ones, they get too big, and then it just gets too much. Some people try to play the penny stocks and throw a million shares. That might be a little tough, right? We'll see what happens out there. SEDG 52-week lows. What do you think about a lotto call here? I don't like buying stocks that are that weak, right? If the setup is there and it's going sideways and you see it like setting up for a breakout, it's a little bit different. But a stock that's going through 52-week lows, and that is a strategy that's out there, like buy stocks on 52-week lows for reversal. I just feel like you're buying the falling knife, and I always hear about not taking those types of trades. So that's why I try to avoid it. Bowling. Tesla triple top. All right, you guys can take a look at that. All right, DraftKings ripping off there, and so I'm glad I'm out of that. That could come all the way back. Who knows? I took all that gain already. All right, starting to see a little bit of a pullback here, but Picard, at least the industrial staying strong. So I'm going to see if I can hang in here for Picard right now. A little part of me wants to add the Picard here. Take a little bit more. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to add a little bit more. Just added a little bit more, 50 shares there. Moved myself up about a couple of cents, maybe like 5 cents there, but still below the 85s. Looking for this to break out above the 85s. Let's see if we can get the lift on Picard back to 85.25s and 85.50s. Also keeping an eye on the XLI to see if the XLI can break through the VWAP there. And that's why I start looking at what sector industry-wide analysis. You see 105.30s there, just bounced from a 105 25, 105.30s is being VWAP. Let's see if this gets to 105.50s. That would be a nice break on Picard. Shop is now deep into the green. I like that action. It's 63.45s already. I'm in at 62.94, below the 63 breakout, back to the upside. Want to see this one continue all day and just grind that higher. All right, sticking with the one that's in the red, Picard here, spread opening up. So I just got to be careful. But we'll see if it gets the lift here. Make it so when you place a trade for Picard. We'll see what happens. Etsy opening fade. Ooh, yeah, Etsy, I don't think they like it, man. That's the consumer slowdown kind of trade. What about eBay? Is eBay doing the same kind of action? I wonder. Daily chart. eBay's just been sideways. All right, going back to Picard because it's the only thing in the red here for me. Trying to let my winners work here. Trying to focus on this stock here. We'll see if it can get the lift. Testing down here. We go back to XLI, looking for that lift off above the VWAP. That's why I'm able to hang in there right now.
Yes, the chart that Mitch has up here is Trade the Pool.
Yes. You're seeing everything literally on my screen that I'm using to trade with. Woo! 4 positions opened. Stellantis is coming back though some. That is one that I got to keep an eye on it, but it's back at VWAP here. It could fade off of like the 1880s. I might actually add on Stellantis here. I'm going to look for an ad about 100 shares above 80s here. I'm going to do like 81. Trying to short some Stellantis today, man. Got doing well there. RCL continuing to work now above VWAP, and just want to start seeing that kind of push there towards 100. NCLH keep working higher. Start ripping on that one. Doesn't look too bad. Pakar going into the green there, now back into the 85s there. So nice to see that back in the 85s. Would like to see this hold 85 on pullbacks now and really start getting back up there towards some highs. 85, 25 first stop, and then I can see it going to 85 50s. That's what I'm taking a shot on.
Take care of yourself, Judge.
All right, going to focus on Pakar here, see if I can get a little bit of a lift since I added to this one. I'm focusing on this one right now to get a little bit of a lift and then take some profit, then let this continue to work. There's the lift there in Pakar already getting a nice little push. Apple trying to turn. We'll keep an eye on that one. Out of the Nikola, said the crow. Looking around to see what you guys are talking about. ARM saying 57 now, says Patrick.
Yeah,
See that?
the last update I have is 58, but Patrick's right. That's it coming in from that 60.
Yeah, and we'll keep an eye on it, guys. If you guys see it come out, you guys let me know. Mr. T, what's going on out there, guys? I love to see you guys in the chat. And if for any reason you guys are new to the stream, say hello, of course.
Definitely.
All right, Pakar trying to lift here, trying to get back through that 85.25. And man, DraftKings has been strong since that push. So glad I got out of that one. Took the gain on that one. Have some gain out there. So I'm focusing on that.
Tesla at highs here. There had some calls come in on Tesla as well.
All right, looking for a little bit of a push here in Pakar to see if I could sell some. If it just kind of takes off to 85.40s. XLI up there towards 105.42s. I talked about it. I was looking for that to get up there towards 105.50s. You guys can see it right here. I'm looking for that kind of breakout above the 105.50s for the XLI. That could help names like Boeing that were stronger earlier today get back up there. I'm keeping an eye. I talked about how Deere was a name that I wanted yesterday at 400. Look where it went down right at the end of the day. That gave me such an opportunity there on Deere. Now it's up there to 409.50s. Let's see if Cat can get the lift here. These are all stocks that kind of trade with Pakar. So that's why I'm looking for that move. Now we're getting a little bit of a lift there. XLI to 44s. Can Pakar get the move above the 85.25s? I'm going to cancel my order right now to not put pressure on it. Let it get up there towards the 85.30s, 85.40s, and I'll take some off. All right, come on, take out those highs. Stellantis coming back to me, probably going to get me an ad fill. We'll see if that gets to that nice little ad fill there. No ad fill right now on Stellantis, so I might step up here at 80s. Yeah, I'm going to step up there. Stellantis added to Stellantis short, 1883s. No, I'm stepping up to the plate here. Trying to think about the auto strike. And if that comes,
hey, buddy.
I definitely want to take advantage of it. All right, here's Pakar starting to really get going. 85.24 is on the offer. Looking for that to get the next little leap here, and then I can sell half. Keep the remaining half for the breakout. See if it wants to get above 85.50s. Let's go to the SPY. I want to take a look there. SPY's back at 449.50, so it has been a nice little push in the market. Definitely seeing some reversals out there. NVIDIA could pull back to VWAP, but back above 457s. That looks good. Apple taking lead. Got up there to 175.50s. Let's see if it can keep going here. Microsoft with a nice little push all the way back there towards the highs and kind of opening price there. We'll see if it gets through the spike that was earlier, the 340.47. But we got tech getting a nice little ramp up. Remember Soxel, the trade that I talked about, reversal off 21.25s? Take a look at that trade. Look at that one right here. Reversal off 21.25s. Boom. Bunch of wicks. Wicks are tricks. And don't get caught there. But you can see how that reversed right back up from the 21.70. Now it's a 50-cent move there, almost taking out the highs. That's how quickly this move happened. Let's go back to Picard here. You want to go ahead and take some profits in just a second. Hendricks, I need you to lay down, buddy. You need to take some profits. You need to take some money. Trying to pay for your food.
I try to reason with him, with my cat too, about how I pay for all the food that he gets when he doesn't bother me, but it never seems to work. By the way, Crow calling NBSC, that did set a new high here. It's doing a fairly decent job of holding up here. See if that goes any higher. Feels like a chase here though, buying it all the way up here. VWAP at 153, about 12 cents beneath where we're at.
All right, trying to take some profits here. We'll see if I can get it.
That's right, 13. We were talking about the curl off that 140 there. That the buy point was a while ago. Should have taken it, didn't. That's okay though. We're going higher here. If 165 gets taken, if they break through this, maybe this does go higher. We'll see.
You looking at the pro or?
Yeah, I'm looking at pro. Sorry, NBSC.
I got you. No worries. No worries. I'll just put you up at least for a second. So
there we go. Took out 165 again. Last time it did this, it went as high as 167 and stopped there.
There you go.
But this was you're right, 13. This was a good, nice little day trade from the 140 area there.
All right, guys, trying to take some profits here in Picard here at the 85.30 spot.
RX, huh, Smoke Tuna?
Profits.
So this actually moved through here, moved through VWAP. This one, we've seen this a lot. We've seen this break through and then recover the VWAP. And with it being an $8-10 stock, there's trades to this. This is a good one to add to the watch list. I don't watch this one enough. Good call though, Tuna.
All right, guys, just took some profits there in Picard. Now going to hold just slightly below my entry and let this try to really work here and take a nice little breakout. So letting that Picard now work. We'll see if it can continue to take lift. I took some gains there though.
NBSE, some more highs here. It's really just pushing that. Still has the strength.
RCL pushing now to 99.39. I'm going to cancel my sell outlook there. Going to cancel stop loss and just start watching to take some profits in RCL.
ARM's still not open. Like I said I didn't think this was going to open while we were still on the show here. This is kind of what we see with some of these IPOs.
There you go. I'm having a decent day. What about you guys in the chat?
Yeah,
Smash
I'm
it
having
up.
a decent day too here, actually. SSYS really doing a good job. I agree, Jay. I'd like to see that back in the 13s. I'd really like to see it in the 20s.
Yeah, did Adobe reverse off that bottoming action? Chris talking about it. He got a nice little dip buy going into the earnings. I talked about that. Just rewind the tape 15, 20 minutes ago. I said maybe Adobe turns around right before the earnings, a little bit of a red to green move. Now you're starting to move back. We'll see if that can really get the lift. Doesn't look too bad. Adobe is starting to make a little bit of move back here. You can see it bottomed, started to come back.
This FWBI, by the way, that penny stock that we talked about, remember how I said that this wasn't on the movers list, but we'd mention it because it was a penny stock? Yeah, big fade. Popped above $1, has faded, doesn't look like it's coming back.
What's
NBSE, though, still at highs here.
What's up with this PFSW?
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
This a split? I think this is a split.
No, this is an acquisition.
Acquisition.
Yeah, this is to be acquired by GXO Logistics.
That Carvana move? Look at that move, man. That was a monster today, Ryan. That kept going.
Yeah, I know. And I was going to say that it was a monster. I took it. That was my get green on the screen trade. And actually here, let's
you guys take a look at this. You guys were watching me look at Riot earlier. Look at that now coming back. Mara might make a comeback. I'm coming to you though, Ryan. What you got?
This is the coolest. This is one of the coolest features I think about Trade the Pool is where it plots your entry and exit on the chart so that you can kind of you can do some really immediate analysis of your trade, which is really helpful if you're doing shorter term trades. Remember what the plan was here. We'll start with the plan and then we'll move to the execution here. Plan here was waiting for this to come back into VWAP. Mitch, you called that this was coming back in. I waited for it to get to VWAP. It actually plunged through VWAP, but really quickly kind of reversed. And when it did that, that's where I took the buy. That's why I didn't hit dead bottom. I actually got it about right here. I could have had a better entry, frankly. When we broke through the top here, I was basically waiting for this top to get broken. It broke. We closed the trade. Stock came back in, eventually went to the VWAP, and now has gone higher. I wouldn't have hold it through all of this. It's Carvana. It's a short-term trade. I was basically looking to capture this, and we did it all right there.
Love to hear it, man. And that's what it's all about, right? The only thing I can do is point to what I see out there, and then you guys got to call the shots, man. And that's what we're here for, right, guys? It's to learn from that experience and then keep taking shots, right? Well, I definitely took my shot in Picard today, RCL, Shop, took 5 positions today, and now trying to reap the benefits. Let's see what happens. Doom. It's one of those days where you got to keep working hard. Look at Picard now, guys. Look at this trade. Boom. Nice little call out there on Picard. Now getting up there toward the 48.50 breakout and really starting to move here. I could take some more out here and then kind of celebrate like a $55 win. And that's kind of like the outlook that I had before. So I'm going to start trailing into the green here. So on pullbacks, I got to give myself the ability to maybe get back towards 85.20s, but definitely not going to let it crack 85 here from here on out and just keep slowly dragging it and following kind of the price action.
Yeah, just to kind of button it up there on Carvana, it was 100 share lot that I bought, Mitch, and we profited $59.50 after fees. So $60 profit after fees on a green on the screen trade.
Dude, I've taken so many trades sometimes, and then I don't even look at those execution fees. Like yesterday, I had like an over 265 green day. A lot of that based on DraftKings. And then when I looked at the execution fees, it was like $10. If I'm making 265, I'm spending $10 there. Hey, just keep working. Baby.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's fine, dude. That's fine. I feel the same way here. You know, it's $1.50 in fees off of $60. No problem. I won't even think about that. Jay saying SSYS, Ryan, you wonder if it moves with DDD because of cash stock deal. Yeah, that I mean, but if they're saying they're going to terminate their discussions with DDD, wouldn't that? I know you said we got some new news there on that, though. I'd have to go through that. I actually didn't go through that.
Moderna really hot today. Picard, the 4th leading stock in the Qs. Am I going to be mad that I'm trading one of the leading stocks in the Qs today? Hell no. We want to be where the rotation is. Tesla also having a really good day, just to kind of mention it. One of the leading stocks also in the Qs. That's actually doing pretty well here towards 275.
One more thing, that the news, the 3D Systems trying to, I know you said there was news, they're trying to do another offer. SSYS said that they just rejected, they only repeat an already rejected offer. So it looks like they didn't change anything at all. Maybe that will force something going forward. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that, like you were saying earlier, another company joins in, or maybe 3D Systems just says, F it, let's just do it this way. And then everything goes gangbusters. We'll see.
All right, guys, smash the like out there, guys. We got over 200 of you guys in here. In just a second, I'm going to give you guys an offer that you guys will only be able to follow if we get up to the likes of the day. I want to call 200 the like goal right now. We're at 229. Can we get it to 200? And what am I going to do for you guys? Well, if we get it to 200, when ARM goes live, I am going to open a stream and also go live, baby, trying to maybe take a look at ARM at the action. I can't promise you that I'll trade it, because if I do, I will trade it very small, but I will definitely take a look at it, watch it as the live action hits, and then we can talk all about it. Of course, open up a live stream that you guys can join. So smash up those likes. In a little bit, we're going to be going over to All Access. So it's been
let's do it.
A crazy day today. I'm willing to do it. You guys just got to smash up the like.
Let's do it. Let's get over to All Access. Let's monitor those likes, and let's do the ARM stream when it opens.
All right, guys, I'm going to at least wrap up here, at least for the time being. Still short Stellantis, still short on RCL, still short on Shop. Not short on Shop, long RCL, long Picard, long Shop, short Stellantis. We'll see what happens in those situations. You guys can keep up with all my action, of course, on right here on Benzinga, and keep up with me. In a second, I'll be getting you guys over to All Access. They'll let me know when they're ready. I'm just gonna keep trading here. I'm letting you guys know. So if you guys want to keep up with the action, keep trading. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. Keep talking about it in the chat. I'll do the same. What's going on, Zunaid? How we doing,
man? We're good. We're good. I know we're waiting on AT in a second here to get All Access going, but I wanted to say what's up. See how things were going. How things been for you?
Oh, it's been good, man. I've been trading more and more and just trying to stay a little bit smaller. Like, let's say, like RCL size today, 40. Picard went up to 150. Shop only 30 shares, but it gives me the ability to trade like 5 different positions, right? And that's what I think I'm trying to do more and more of, trying to stick with the positions, but take a little bit more shots. And we'll see if I end up in the green. Like always, the only thing you can do is call shots. And then we'll see what other opportunities present themselves. I know you got another opportunity for me today to take a look at. Looks like we're going NASDAQ, CYTO. Tell us all about it, Zunaid.
Yeah,
of course.
They've had some interesting news that came out this morning. And of course,
Nice.
you want to always go ahead and get the information, but then also get a chance to talk to the executives themselves. So that's what we love about All Access, is that the chat, you can get involved. We'll talk about the story and, see where the company has been, is, and will continue to drive forward. So it should be some good stuff. Something about nasal spray, which I know sometimes I have to kind of deal with. So really interested to see where the conversation goes.
I'll control myself, but it is tradable on Trade the Pool. So I'll be in the background. I'll tune in also. Let's have some fun, guys. Tune in to Zunaid. And like I said, keep up with the trading action. I'll see you guys in the chat.
All right. Appreciate that, Mitch. And we're just waiting for AT to go ahead and give me the green light. But till then, chat, hope you guys have been well. Hope you've been enjoying the All Access conversations that we've been having. I do have the thumbs up. So let's go ahead and get this party going. We have another great interview coming up today. As I mentioned, want to get info from the executives themselves. And we've got Thomas Meyer, who is the CEO of Altamira Therapeutics. Ticker on NASDAQ is CYTO. All Access starts right now. Thomas, good morning.
Good morning, Zunaid.
How are you doing this fine morning, especially with the news that you dropped? We'll talk about that here in a second.
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. And indeed, very good news today.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got some folks that might be unfamiliar with the company. So before we get to the news, if you could explain it to me like I'm 5, what is it that your company does?
Yeah, so Altamira is active in 2 areas, in particular RNA delivery. So that's going to be the future for the company. We feel this is a great place to be. This is where the music plays. A lot of music plays. It's not just about vaccines. I mean, there are many more things coming up in RNA that will revolutionize human medicine. So we have a delivery system based on nanoparticles that can help to deliver RNA to cells. And the legacy part of the business, and that's where we are dealing with nasal sprays. And here is just one of those. We have one nasal spray that is used for treating dizziness, vertigo. That's a problem many people experience, especially as they get older. And we have this other nasal spray, which is called Benzinga, which is a drug-free nasal spray that helps to protect against allergens, pollen, cat hair, house dust mites, and which was also actually developed here for the pandemic, because it also helps to keep away viruses. But for the moment, we are focusing here on allergy.
Now, I used to sell mattresses a while back, and I remember whenever folks would kind of try the mattress and get back up a little too quick, they would deal with vertigo and different, conditions as well. So that's definitely interesting to hear. Now, you mentioned the Benzinga nasal spray, which is the information that you had talked about, because additional data from a clinical trial is what you had dropped in news in terms of today. Sounds exciting. What's special about it, and what's the game plan with this product here?
Yeah. So, I mean, just very briefly, every day you breathe in, you inhale hundreds or thousands of gallons of air, and with that come millions of viruses and dirt particles and everything. And your nose is actually capable to deal with that with the nasal mucosa and with the immune system. Now, this may break down or be overwhelmed, and what we are doing, we are applying an extra layer of protection. And that is, Bentrio applies a small, very thin film. You see, it does not drop. And that stays for a couple of hours on your mucosa and captures actually those pathogens. And then that's cleared. You swallow it, it's gone. And we tested it in a total of 4 trials. Now, the largest one, that's the most recent one, this morning we could announce the further information, further data showing terrific efficacy. We are close to medicated sprays. So, but there are no corticoids inside or no antihistamines. It's just pure mineral-based film, protective film, and no preservatives. And so you have great efficacy actually without paying a price here in tolerability. So this is the last piece here of evidence. Now the plans for Bentrio are, it's already on the market in a couple of countries. We want to partner it with bigger guys in the OTC consumer health space, because we are not an OTC consumer health company. So this needs to go into the right hands, properly positioned, properly pushed into the market, and make it available to patients. That's the plan.
And one of the countries, I believe, is Scandinavia for Bentrio, because I believe it was you had an exclusive agreement in July with Pharma Nordic AS for the marketing and distribution of Bentrio in Scandinavia. How does that partnership kind of benefit Altamira at the plans and the legacy, including Bentrio, and what can kind of investors expect down the road?
Yeah, so we started partnering last year, and first we set up a number of Asian countries. We have the largest collaboration so far with a company called Nuance Pharma, and they will cover also the Chinese market. They're currently in Hong Kong. We have the product on sale in several Southeast Asian countries. Now in Europe, the collaboration with Pharma Nordic, that's the first one. And they plan to launch in the first quarter. Scandinavia is a great area region for nasal sprays. The team from Pharma Nordic, these are all very seasoned executives from the industry. They're very keen on getting this product launched. I mean, they all know allergy sufferers, many of them, they have tried out a lot of things and they did not really work. And so they are looking for something that is, let's say, more natural, less irritating, and still provides a lot of efficacy. So we are very excited about that collaboration. Other collaborations are in the pipeline, and of course, the big prize will be the US market, where we have FDA clearance. And so here we have been in discussions for a collaboration, far-reaching collaboration for a while. Now, this latest news, this latest data will be a very important element here to actually get this closer to the finishing line.
Yeah, you saw me kind of peek over my shoulder here for a second. I was looking for the nasal spray. Like I mentioned earlier in the top of the show, sometimes I've got to use it. I know my best friend kind of suffers with cloggage and different things like that herself. So definitely a story that I'm personally invested with. I do want to kind of pivot and see what your plans are for the company to become a pure play in the RNA delivery company, and especially how this had kind of changed the business model, but more importantly, looking into the future once again, what investors or potential investors can expect, let's say 2-3 years from now.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I mean, Bentrio is great. We have another nasal spray, well, for vertigo, dizziness, also great. But I mean, you need to focus. Investors want to see a focused company, and that's what we are in the process of becoming. So this is also why we changed our ticker symbol from EARS to CYTO, which is Greek for cell. And so here the plan is that we are licensing out a delivery platform. So as mentioned, we have nanoparticles. These nanoparticles are formulated with a peptide plus RNA, and it can be mRNA, it can be siRNA, any type of RNA. And the important thing is it delivers the RNA to parts of the body which are not just the liver. Typically, when you have lipid nanoparticles, so like in the vaccines, well, these go to the liver. Now, fine, if you want to go to the liver, but think about oncology, think about tumors, think about inflammatory diseases like osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
And so there you need to go beyond the liver. Our technology can do that. And once inside the liver, the LNPs, they deliver the cargo. Once inside the cell, outside the liver, our technology, it actually delivers much, much more than the LNPs actually can deliver. So we have here two different advantages, very important. Now, we are seeking to out-license this and have a business model which is, like in the gold rush, picks and shovels, rather than developing drugs ourselves. Now, this is much less cash intensive. Obviously, this is the way to go. We do have, however, two flagship programs. One is in oncology, the other one is in rheumatoid arthritis, where we are showing, okay, how the technology works. Then we will seek to out-license that, partner it after the IND or after phase 1, and become totally focused on the platform.
Yeah.
Now,
sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Now for investors, okay, I mean, we are right now in a transition period. So that is, we still have those legacy assets to be partnered. Well, we are getting closer and closer to that. And then once we will have shed that part, we will be a pure play. Investors tell us, especially institutional investors, okay, we like to see you become a fully dedicated pure play. RNA is great. And well, we want to build shareholder value, the value of the company. We see exciting times ahead in RNA. So we have on one side unlocking the intrinsic value of the legacy assets. On the other hand, in the future, you have the upside here in RNA. And I think this is a great upside.
Well, hey, congratulations again on the great news that you dropped this morning. And I look forward to more conversations as the trials progress. And I want to thank you again, Thomas, for hopping on the show with us.
Okay, my pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all in the viewers and the chat for hanging out with us. That was Thomas Meyer, CEO of Altamira Therapeutics. Ticker on NASDAQ is CYTO. All access is going to end now, but we've got a great webinar, so stay tuned as we will redirect to that. And for the folks that are kindly asking, I'm going to hit up Mitch and Ryan, see if there's a day that we can come on and trade together like the old days. But for now, thank you for watching All Access.